Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin' Reviews. So, I'm actually going to be reviewing the Minions and Monsters movie, or should I say Minions 3, or whatever you want to call this. I've already done a quick reaction towards the film, so I'll link all of that down below. But I will give you my rating out of 10. I'll give you how I felt about the film, what I liked about it, what I was like, that's not really perfect about the movie and stuff like that. Like my usual type of style of videos and like the way I make videos and things like that. So just for a bit of background, bit of context. Always like to bring in the context because then you get to understand where I'm coming from when it comes to my perspective when I start reviewing a film. Is that with the Minions franchise, I'll be honest, they are not films that I have watched 25 times. I mean, seen the first one, I might have seen moments of the first one even, but I seen the second one as well, The Rise of Gru. These are just fun, entertaining movies for kids, and adults can enjoy it as well. I'm not just saying it's for kids, but it's mainly targeted towards kids. It's like that's the type of market it's going for, but adults can still enjoy it because they are just fun movies and things like that. So they are just silly kids movies with a villain plot, and there's something where the minions are going to act silly, but then they've got to figure out and solve a puzzle and solve something that's going to fix the movie, stuff like that. And this movie does that exact same thing, that sort of same formula of filmmaking and storytelling and stuff like that. And so what you need to know from my perspective is based on what I said about how I enjoyed Rise of Gru. I just think they're fun, entertaining kids movies. They're not ones where you're like, oh my god, it's the first time I've ever seen something like that before. They're not. You've seen these kind of things before. I'll say that the first thing I'll say about all of this film is that it is the same thing. It's pretty much the same feel as the other movies like The Rise of Gru, where it's just about how, oh, it's a fun kids movie. You're having the time of your life because it's so silly, it's so outlandish, it's so crazy, and things like that. And that's the first thing I'll say. I'll point that out right away, but that doesn't mean it's a bad film or anything. I think it's an entertaining film at the cinema, especially when you're laughing and other people behind you start laughing and waves behind you as well. Oh, that's fun as well. I'll also say that the animation put a shift. The Illumination Studios put a shift in because some of the animation is quite good. I know that the animation of the minions is pretty similar to the other two because it was Illumination that done the animation for all these films. But I just like how there's detail in the bright colours of certain moments throughout the film, which I'm not going to spoil, but there's that sort of detail driven passion towards the film where you can just tell, well, the animation work was actually taking its time and there's a lot of effort put in the animation. It's also paced very well, where the movie is an hour and a half and you know that it's an hour and a half. It does not feel like it's on for 2.5 hours or anything. It's always made to be a simple, condensed, fast, quick, easy enough storyline for you to process and enjoy. So that's all I'll say on the positive side, and that's where I'll leave that. So that was my kind of pros or the great things about it. But what I'm going to say now is there's a bit of this movie where I will be honest that when you take your entertainment and enjoyment hat off, you can just tell that the movie isn't, perfect because I'll be honest, there is this point in the movie where when it's not the minions and they're trying to focus on this kind of, I'll be vague as possible, this love story. It's not like a thing where I'm going, oh my god, that's a great thing about the film. There's this funny reference with the movie and how it relates to some history and things like that. But the love story angle, it feels like it's kind of like a side activity within the movie where we're trying to focus on the minions, the main hitters, and the other characters that are all honing in on the minions. So it feels like the movie's coming from, well, the minions are there, but then there's this side plot that's coming through the film, and so that's what's not really that perfect about it. Is it's one of these franchise films where as further into the franchise as it gets, they start to introduce these other things that are attached onto the films, glued onto the films. So it feels like you're there for what you need to be there for, but then they want to add on some a little bit more. So you've got a lot more to enjoy in things. And I didn't really mind the characters like the female and the robot and things. It's just the way they integrate it into the story, because you get yourself really invested in the minions, and it's like boom, here's a love story for you, and things like that, where it's just like there's something. It's like it's been baked into the film at a certain different random time in the movie. So that wasn't perfect about it, because it was kind of just going in, it was scooping itself. It was going for a scoop right inside the movie in the middle of the mix where you had the minions, and it was going good and all that. So that wasn't perfect, but I didn't mind the characters. And that's as more time has sat with me as I finished watching the movie earlier today, that plot line was just like, well, that's just a thing in films, isn't it? You'll get your main hitters and your main menu, but you'll have some directors and writers just throw in a side plot, and that's really what that was all about. So I enjoyed the movie, had a good time at the cinema, liked the animation, enjoyed all of that stuff, and the side plot was just probably the main complaint from me. So overall, what I'll say about the movie is that it is probably a 7 out of 10, because of that plot, that type of side plot where you're watching this film, you want to watch it for the minions, because that's pretty much what these movies are made for. But then you get hit with the side plot, and that's really what I will say about the movie. There is also some fun end of credits moments with little references to certain things and all that. So I like that about the movie. I liked the film, liked it was a simple, fun, entertaining kids movie. Didn't like the side plot, right? And I also just liked how there was a few surprises in store, like I said about in my quick reaction, because the movie does actually do things just a little bit different to the Minion Rise of Gru, where it does actually no. I'm not going to try and spoil too much here, but it does actually try kind of giving these minions a different motivation for what they're trying to do. So I love that about it. Didn't like the side plot, but I enjoyed the movie overall. So there was a few things I had to talk about here, but overall enjoyed the film. So yeah, 7 out of 10. There's so much more ways in which I could have described the whole movie, but that's all you need to know. That was me just addressing and kind of getting my points out there. That's how I felt about the film. Even if I did this on a Monday, the Monday morning, as in tomorrow, or Monday afternoon tomorrow, I would be saying this same exact thing. So stay tuned for more videos like this one, and that has been my Minions review. And so see you after for more reviews on this channel, because even though it's July, there's no stopping the James Ramblin reviews. So bye.